Hello my lovelies, how are you doing today? So we're going to be looking at the next solar eclipse and the new moon, which is on the 8th of April 2024. And this week has been an interesting week. It's been an interesting week. They always say, don't they? A couple of weeks before, a couple of weeks afterwards. The closer you get either side, the stronger it is. Very interesting. I keep saying it, very interesting. The one thing to remember about all of these portals is, be it a solstice, be it a lion's gate, be it 11/11, whatever, any kind of moon, even your own portals, your own personal portals, like your birthdays, your wedding day, your graduation day, it's always a day that it can be filled with a lot of light, but it can also be filled with a lot of darkness as well. And we can often be confused by that and think, well, if it's a portal, why is there also this heaviness that can come with it? There's a lot of reasons for that. And when we are going up towards something that offers enlightenment, that offers healing, that offers clearing, there is always the underbelly that can come up. There's many reasons for this. The underbelly can be our own shadow that is getting purged and healed and reassessed. It's the shadow of another. It's also the collective shadow. And what we mustn't do is go into judgment on it, on anyone, because it's a time when many people, and everyone's feeling vulnerable at some point. And there is the energy out there at the minute of cruelty, real cruelty out there. And that can make things difficult. It can make these portals really difficult. But it also offers so many opportunities for healing and growth, even when that shadow arises. So we've always got to be mindful of ourselves during these portals, that we don't get pulled in crazy directions, that we don't get manipulated by all kinds of tricky energies or tricky situations, tricky people. And there'll be lots of tests, and that's why people say, God, it's so exhausting, I'm so tired, because you literally are energetically getting pummeled in so many ways. But they also are a bridge from the old version of us to a new version of you. So you will go through this portal and come out a very different person, in ways in which you may be conscious of if you're really following yourself in this process, and some people may not be conscious of it. And some of the ways in which you can change may not even be conscious to you. It could just be things that don't make sense until a few months down the line, a few years down the line. But having patience for yourself, having compassion for and others, patience, compassion, love, understanding, non-judgment, and community, a sense of community going through these portals, will make it easier. If we go into shaming, naming, judgment, victim, fear, and all of that, we will cause the underbelly to grow and to grow and to grow. And we will bring more of the underbelly in than we will the other stuff, the good stuff, the light. So it's always an interesting time as a portal for individuals and for the world as well. And also as well, wishing in the best for yourself, your country, and the world. Those that are running round spreading fear and hate and judgment and condemnation and all of that stuff, you make more of that. The more you do that, the more you make of it. We know that what we say, our actions, we're manifesting all of the time. So when people let their mouth run away with them, we've all done it, I do it. We're manifesting more of that. Yes, so I've got two cards in front of me. I've got the Aftertarot by Corrine. I've got the Christ Consciousness deck by Ellis. Let's get to it. It's getting more and more intense. It's getting awesome to that colour. I'm only joking. One of the things I'm tuning into is that we're going through, as a collective, some of the biggest tests of our time. That, as a collective, we came away from each other. As a global community, we came away from each other through distraction, through all kinds of things. And we're going through many tests now to see what our reaction is. And some of it we're getting wrong, no judgment. Some of it we're getting right. But ultimately what we must try and do is come back to community. Don't try to understand it. I actually don't want all the answers. I don't want all the answers to some of the stuff out there. I go from my heart and what I feel in my heart. And sometimes, you know, I don't. I'm human. But that's the best way for me. It's always worked for me. And when you try going down and going into the underbelly of the world, there's nothing there. It's the underbelly for a reason. So always try and go higher. Take it into your personal life as well. We stop on the Lover's card, which is a card of coming together. It's a card of healing. It's the Garden of Eden. And we've got the world at the bottom, the ending of the old and the beginning of the new. Coming full circle back to humanity. Coming full circle back to ourselves. I mean, look at those cards. Powerful. Let's take them. Because the truth is the overwhelm has got too much. It's got too much. It's gone too far. I'm saying a lot in one-on-one sessions and in videos that simplify, 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 simplify. Stop trying to overwork. Stop trying to over-understand. Stop trying to overcook, overbake, overlive. Simple, simple, simple. If you can't get to the gym, walk. If you can't, I don't know, it's about simplifying. We're so it up at the minute, we're so busy, so social media, all this information, that there's exhaustion. Simplify, simplify, simplify. Especially the nearer that we get to this portal, simplify. Keep simplifying things. Keep reminding yourself of Christ consciousness. You see, I very rarely use some of these decks. I don't know why. And they always come out at a special occasion. You know, like your Nana used to have a set at Christmas. Anyway. Christ consciousness. There's a reason why I get drawn to decks for videos and for clients. Coming back to this energy of non-judgment. Coming back to... yeah, I know what I need to say. Anyway, the Hermit. Some people have gone too far down the dark holes. They've gone too far down their own darkness. They've gone too far down into the collective darkness. And we've lost ourselves. And what I'm seeing is, there was a point where there was something there. There was something there to learn. But in actual fact, it's dead, it's cold, it's barren. And there's just the bile down there now. And there is deep thinking, which is a beautiful thing, to be a deep thinker, but not a dark thinker. Where it's constant dark, 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 dark. One of the downloads I've just got at this lunchtime was that many, I'm not going to word this correctly. We all have a software. Every human in the world has a software. But there's been a corruption of software along the way. And this has affected us all in some respects and in many different ways. But part of our healing journey is letting that old software go. But for some people, it's really corrupted. And it's almost like it feels, not being doom and gloom, but that in some cases it feels like there could even be no way back until that person decides. Because ultimately there always is a way back. Now, software can be corrupted by trauma, it can be corrupted by pain, it can be corrupted by programming, it can be corrupted by society. We allow it to be corrupted. We do it without even realising it, because it's easy to allow that corruption until it becomes the poison. So during this portal, this next couple of weeks, being able to say, not you have to do it all the time, and say, help me clear that corruption, because there will be corruption within all of us. It's like your phone gets, you know, it gets software corruption, what they call them, viruses. So ask it, especially on the day itself, the new moon with that solar eclipse energy, to ask for any upgrades or downloads that can help you clear it for yourself, because that's the thing, we're wanting external help. But I'll tell you what, a lot of what the guides have to say at the minute, many people are not willing to hear it. And that's why many people say, I can't connect to my guides anymore, because you've shut the door. There's been a time where your guide and maybe said something to you and you've gone, no. You do it, people do it all the time. They do it all the time without realising it. Sometimes tough love can come through with the guides, and you'd be surprised at how many doors get slammed in the face when that happens. So the guides step back like we would, like we do when doors get slammed in our face. We're not going to go back for round two. We're going to step back. So allowing yourself, I mean, this portal feels very, very powerful. So allowing it to really bring that corrupted software up and see it and go, yes, that's it. And actually visualise it coming out and being released and transmuted is going to be one of the best things you can do. Being mindful of social media, being mindful of the dross that's out there at the minute, the absolute underbelly bile that is on social media at the minute. Some aspects, because there's some great people out there at the minute, but just watching what we're playing in, what we're eating, what we're watching, what we're thinking during this portal. Because we have to go forward with a clean cut mind, to go forward, to make the right choices, to be able to transmute also all that stuff that has come up, to be able to clear all that stuff that has come up, to be able to clear the overwhelm. There's going to be this energy if people go to the pile of logs and they go, I can't do it, it's too much. Why can't you break it down into bite-sized chunks? Why can't you just do it step by step by step? Let each layer of the onion stop. Because the truth is, we're always going to be healing. We're always going to be evolving. Do you know guides heal and evolve as well and upgrade? Did you know that? So even when you die, your soul essence will always be upgrading and learning. It's a bit like going into a bookshop and you sit and you think you've read all the books, and you get to the final book and you go, well, Barbara, I've read all the books in that bookshop. And then Barbara says to you, no you haven't, because they've just had a delivery of books. And all of a sudden, all those books that you read on the bookshelf, you look round and you're like, hey, you what? Where's the books I've just read? They're all new books. Hello. That's what it's like. You think, done. And then you realise the books that you've read have been transmuted and the shelves are full again, because guess what? And some of those tomes are really thick. It's an ongoing evolution. It's an ongoing evolution. So taking it in bite-sized chunks is the way forward. See how it always reads like a book, reads like a story. And this is how you take your power back. This is how you go from this overwhelming, I actually can't do this is too much, I'm out, I'm done, energy, into let's have it. Let's have it. Knowing your sense of self-worth at this time is so important. Knowing who you are as a person. This is why I keep saying to people, self-worth, self-worth, self-confidence. Know who you are. Even if you say to me right now, Claire, you want to know who I am? I'm an angry, pissed off grandma. At least you know who you are. I don't want people to be sat there going, namaste. That's bullshit. I'll call that out for what it is. Be aware of who you are in the present, as an individual, as a person, because as well it changes, so you can be an angry, pissed off grandma. I'm not saying grandmas are, but it's an example. And the next minute, 5 minutes afterwards, you can actually feel namaste. Own it all throughout the day, because throughout the day you'll feel all of that without even realising it. So who am I as a person? I'm a multidimensional human being with many flaws, many successes. I'm a work in progress. I have many stories within my library, many experiences within my library. Start falling back in love with yourself. Start dancing with yourself again. Start treating yourself to nice things, as in walks in the woods, the seaside, the coast, the fields, the gardens, the landscape, nice watercolours, nice paintings, nice museums, nice things to watch on YouTube. Watch nice things, watch uplifting things, nice podcasts. Fill your vessel with all the good stuff. And the more that you do that, I promise you, you will start to feel better. You know, do as much of that as you can. Is this uplifting me and making my heart sing and making me feel lighter and brighter? And that's where you want to be. You know, I've said recently that I very rarely listen to music now. I'm all into podcasts and all kinds of different podcasts that uplift me. Yes, interesting. And the sun. To allow the light in. Let's end on this part of the reading with this. The sun, the solar eclipse. So this solar eclipse is really going to make us think. It's really going to make us take stock, possibly in a way that we've not done for a while. And it feels like it's been brewing for some time. Collectively, individually, community-wise, taking us forward. Yeah. Interesting. You can't make it up. The door, the open door, Christ within you. Honestly, Mary, mothering and nurture. All I've just said about nurturing your soul, the portal, the doorway, the gateway, the shadow, the portal going through, has just been confirmed in 2 cards. Relieving suffering, move beyond pain. Move beyond crucifying yourself. There are so many people now crucifying themselves and crucifying other people. Stop putting yourself and others on the cross. And until we get it, until we start understanding that the more you crucify yourself, the more you crucify somebody else, and I don't care what that person's done, the more we're going to start looping, the less chance we've got of healing and getting through anything. And if you want a better world for yourself, for your children, for the next generation, you don't even have to have children, then we need to stop crucifying ourselves. The Holy Spirit, work through me. The Holy Spirit, work through me. So at this point of the reading, asking the Holy Spirit to work through us always, not just during this time, but always. And we could even use this portal to say, okay, Holy Spirit, I may have turned my back on you a few times or a lot. That's fine, it's part of life. But this eclipse portal, can you start working through me again, please? Can you start helping me? And I'm going to be willing to listen this time. Judas, catalyst and soul contract. Old soul contracts, I keep saying this in videos on this channel, I think on the other channel as well, that a lot of the old soul contracts that we've had, there is opportunity to have them cleared. And people go, how do you do it? How do you do it? You've got to be in the right space to do it though. There's no point clearing it in the middle of trauma. It's a basic, I'll try and make this as simple as I can because I know sometimes it can feel a bit complex. It's simply about sitting down deciding you want a better life and trying to make better choices. And that's how you start clearing those soul contracts yourself. It's like timelines. There's timelines all the time for human beings, and timelines are very fluid at the minute, which is why nothing's written in stone. And throughout the day, you can be going between higher timelines, lower timelines, higher timelines without even realising it. our choices, our mindsets. So for example, I hate myself, I'm so ugly, I'm never going to meet anyone, I'm never going to find a job, I just, you know, no one ever wants me, I'm thick, never passed my exams at school. That's a low timeline. So the minute you start to sink into that, you're actually starting to embody your lower timelines. So another example to get to the higher timelines. This is difficult, this feels difficult, but I'm going to get over this. I'm going to work through it. Spirit, show me a bridge over this. I know I've got stuff to work on, and I know I'm on a path of working to love myself again. There's nothing I can do about the past, but my power is now in the present. So what I'm going to start doing, I didn't get that job, or that date didn't work out. That's a normal part of life. Sometimes people don't want to employ you. Sometimes people don't want to love you or go out with you. That's a normal part of life. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get back out there and I'm going to learn all that I learned. Was I too pushy? Was I too needy? Did I turn up late and piss the employer off, etc.? And be open to it. And that's how we go through things. And the more that you do it, the quicker and the easier it is to slip back into that energy, if that makes sense. So trying to embody more of that rather than more of the doom and the gloom, and to stay stuck. And it's the same with the collective stuff. I mean, we've all, over the past few weeks, gone through some rather tricky collective stuff. Political, global, environmental, royalty-wise, celebrity, all kinds of different ways, depending on where your interest is. And there's many ways you can go through that, and many of us have gone we do it all the time. Trying now to go, right, I can't do that again, because that didn't help anyone. It definitely didn't help me, and it didn't help anybody else. So going forward, really looking at it and thinking, is that the best version of myself going forward? Do I need to know the ins and outs? And actually, when you free yourself from it, you don't need to know the ins and outs. And going back into community consciousness as well. And you know, when the guides, you know, the guides, angels of light, whatever you want to call them, do you know, say if they come into contact, say somebody that's done something really bad, like abused a child or something, dies, do you know the angels will still go in to collect them, to take them to heaven or the other dimensions? Guides, no matter what somebody's done, no matter what you've done in your life, what you've slept with, what you've taken, what you've said, anything, they will not judge you. And one of the aims of what we're going through now is to be like the guides, where we can look at each other and our own stuff and get out of that judgment energy, where we can look through a lens of pure love and non-judgment. And that's when you know that you're cracking it. And it's hard, it's really, really hard. And things like that get amplified during portals. So making sure that over the next few days or weeks, that you're mindful of what you're investing in. Don't let the triggers come in. If you feel the triggers coming, you feel yourself going, go stop and just step back. Because there is still the illusion energy out there at the minute that can come in very different forms. And it can trip us up in a very big way. It can really, really derail you. And it can get right under your skin and into your trauma and into your consciousness and send you off onto spirals that do not serve you or your higher self or society in general. Final card, Joseph, fathering and responsibility. So look at this, reparenting ourselves. And that's a big issue at the world at the minute, because we're all having to reparent ourselves to these new frequencies, becoming nurturing parents to ourselves, re-educating ourselves about the world. You know, the world is changing at a rapid rate, energies are changing at a rapid rate, society is changing at a rapid rate, our views are changing at a rapid rate, and actually being able to see your views changing and evolving and getting higher is actually a good sign. So mothering yourself, fathering yourself during this time is one of the most kindest things you can do. Before I pop off and leave you all to the rest of your day, the next group healing starts the day after this solar eclipse. Oh yes. 9th and 10th of April, healing the sacral chakra, rebalancing the sacral chakra from energies that we have exchanged during intimacy. Because when we are intimate with someone, we exchange energies as we do bodily things, okay? Yes, we do. But we're not taught how to clear that out and transmute that, and so it stays there, and it affects us. It affects our confidence. It affects our future relationships because we take that energy into future relationships. So this healing is about clearing all that out and rebalancing it. It goes over 2 days. It's distance channeled via myself. It is only £22 for 2 days, quality distance channeled healing. For those of you that are new to my channel, I'm a shamanic practitioner, Reiki master, healer, channeler, clairvoyant, etc, etc, etc. So if you want more information for that group healing, and I ask you to do this, if you're new to my healings, description, pinned comment, scroll down a bit and it will say group healing, more information, watch this video. Watch that before you take part. Don't just jump into this healing not knowing how a group healing works or what this healing entails, because that's not big, it's not funny and it's not clever. And then to take part in it, you scroll down a little bit more and it takes you straight to the link, and then if you go into the correct link, it'll take you straight to payment. If you go further down, it's fine. You'll go to the home page, you click on services, group healing, boom. There's no links, there's no courses, there's no what do I do today, Claire? Do we have a Zoom? No, we don't. It's distance channeled throughout the day. We're done. If you're new to my channel, there's my website down there. There's Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, and my other YouTube channels down there as well. So thank you for watching. Love to all. Like, comment, and subscribe. Keep yourself whole, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.